which is the best way to understand it is as a kingdom, right? So over here, what we have Vishnu and Lakshmi, they are considered the ultimate, and then it is their kingdom. So what Vishnu told you, Shiva is the destroyer. So you need three things. You need the creation, you need the sustenance, and you need the destruction, right? So the husband of Saraswati, he is considered the creator. Vishnu itself, or Krishna, is the sustainer. He maintains once the universe has been created. And Shiva destroys. Because destruction is as important for creation. Right? So as you can see, everybody has a job. Right? And ages after ages, they are reincarnated. And we'll talk about it later, about the reincarnation. But that is how we understand the placement of all gods and their place and their worship. And that's why there is a specific process and a protocol to worship each god. For example, Saraswati is goddess of knowledge. Her job is to impart knowledge, whether it is art or music. So that's why small kids, we generally encourage them to play with that.
Any questions for her? Any other question? Anybody else? Yep.
Is there a different way to pray to each god?
Yes, so our language of gods, our language of prayer is actually Sanskrit. So for every god, we have a prayer in Sanskrit that we teach kids from the childhood. And most of those prayers are actually glorification. First, you recognize the presence of that god, you appreciate the power of that god, and then you go and present your request, and then at the end you ask, if it is right for me, fulfill it. Otherwise, show me the way to do the right thing.
Why are those two gods smaller? Is it just because, I don't know, anyway, why are they smaller? And what is in front of them?
No significance for smaller.
Okay.
It's just whatever ideas must have been available. There must be a history that I'm not familiar.
Okay.
Or probably we ran out of fund. I don't know. No, that is
There's no reason for that.
No.
Okay.
There's no significance to that, but good observation.
Okay.
So we treat our gods like sometimes. So there are several ways each one of us worship God, and that is called the relationship with the God. Like for example, I'll tell you about Krishna. Like if you go to different temples, sometimes you will see this young form of Krishna. He's depicted at 16 years of age, and along with his lover Radharani, right? In other temples, you will see the little baby form of Krishna who's crawling, and in other temples, you see different forms of Krishna. So each one of us, when we pray to Krishna, we have a relationship. Some will pray to Krishna as Krishna is my child, right? So they will feed Krishna every 2 hours. They will make dishes made of milk because milk is good for the child, right? Some people will worship Krishna like a father, that I am your child, bless me. Some will worship Krishna as a husband. So we believe in individual relationship with the God because that brings out the right connection and that brings out the purity, right? For example, for every person like me, I'm a mother to somebody, I'm a wife to somebody, I'm a daughter, right? But that each relationship has its own rasa, has its own nectar. So that's why we encourage everyone, whatever nectar flows from your heart, that is the most important. So, to your question. So, because we believe every God as a personal connection, we believe in putting the God to bed. We believe in waking the God up. So sometimes in some temples we'll put the night clothes and we'll put the God to bed and then we'll wake up and then we'll put the morning, we'll give breakfast and lunch. Yeah, we do that, right? So this actually represents the bed of the Lord. Sometimes you can't put the deity to bed, so you symbolize put the bed. But on this particular Singhasan or the throne, actually you will see a black stone which is called Shaligram. It is an incarnation, it is a form of another, it's a form of Krishna, and it is a story behind it that this is a formless form. It has no face, it has no personification, right? It is just a rock, but it's a very special rock. And some people just worship it as a formless form. And they actually, in the Shali, they carry this rock everywhere they go for all their trips. Every time they go out, they carry the rock. It's all about that personal relationship which we carry with whichever deity.
So is the stone similar to the lingam yogi in terms of an impersonal, formless?
Exactly.
deity?
Similar, yes. They signify two different things, but it is a similar, that non-personified form of worship. Any other questions? Good questions. Nice crowd.
Well, I think for me it makes it easier to believe because you have something very specific you can believe in versus a monolithic God that has all aspects. It's a little bit more difficult to absorb that into your heart. This way you can focus on a particular God and it may change. So
Yes.
I think you may have an easier religion.
But at the same token, there are Hindus who don't believe in any of those Arya Samadhis, and they just don't want any shape this thing, or they don't believe in this way of practicing, and that's okay. In our mandir, one may be believing, I'm a follower of Krishna, and others say, no, I'm a follower of Hanuman, and others Rama, and it's Shiva. But again, it's not that what you like, you follow it. You follow Jesus, no problem. I've been to a wedding, Hindu wedding, where the groom was Christian, and he came up with a Jesus photo, and he says, along with all the Indian gods, can I put Jesus there? Everybody said, come on, make my day. Yeah, everybody clap on it. They loved it. Why not? It's because we have so many, one more. So it's Hindus, that's why we don't go out, proselytize, we don't see any problem with others, because Hindus itself, every Hindu pray different way. There is no two people follow the same way. So we are so open to having varieties, and then if you introduce one more, yeah, no problem.
So you're the same as Judaism.
Yeah, why not?
But we do have scriptures, right? So I don't want you to go home carrying that we don't have a way.
We have library of scriptures.
We have not one scripture, as Siddhi said. We have multiple scriptures. They're very detailed. They have a very detailed process. But I think with the evolution of time, what has happened is to keep that connection. So we have come down to basics in this Kali Yuga, in this age and era. It is like keep your faith, keep your respect, right? Know your position. So the most important thing for our God is there is somebody above me. Life is not in my control. There's somebody who knows better than me. And that brings in us humility. That brings in us the right position where we belong. It's not about me, it's about him.
I think we can now start the program. Maybe Anjali is our MC. Maybe we can sit down. I don't want you to stand all the time. So Anjali and Khushi, right? So I am handing over to the beautiful two sisters, Anjali and Khushi. Give them a big hand.
Hello everybody, as you're getting seated, I'll just introduce myself really quickly. My name is Anjali Dutt. I am a Hindu, obviously. I'm here to represent Hinduism. I'm one of your MCs for tonight. And this is...
Hi, I'm Kushi. I'm also Hindu. I'm in 9th grade.
And today we'll be welcoming some speakers up. We'll be giving you guys, everybody who speaks a little stole. We're just hoping to help explain to you about Diwali and our connection to Diwali through different speakers, as well as kind of show that the connection of Diwali and the concept of Diwali connects to many faiths practiced around the world, even practically all faiths as well. So tonight our first speaker, who you heard already a little bit from, is Ms. Ruchi Gupta. She'll be speaking a little bit about Diwali and the idea of light over dark and goodness over badness and evil. So give it up for Ms. Ruchi Gupta.
Namaste. And welcome to Sanatan Mandir. यदा यदा हि धर्मस्य getting nervous here. ग्लानिर्भवति भारत अभ्युत्थानम् अधर्मस्य तदात्मानं सृजाम्यहम् परित्राणाय साधूनां विनाशाय च दुष्कृता धर्म संस्थापनार्थाय संभवामि युगे युगे. These are the two verses which have been taken from Bhagavad Gita, which is one of our holy books. What do they say? They say, whenever there is destruction of righteousness and there is exaltation of unrighteousness, I myself will come forth. And why? To protect the good, to destroy the evil, to preserve the righteousness. I will be born age after age. And he was born. He was born in 5114 BC as Ram in Ayodhya in India. Along with him were three of his brothers, Bharat, Lakshman and Shatrughan. I'm going to speak here Ramayana, our very pious book, in very, very brief. Ram married goddess of wealth, Sita. And then at age of 12, he was actually sent to exile so that his younger brother Bharat could rule the kingdom. In exile in the forest of Panchvati, a demon called Ravana. Ravana had 10 heads. He had the blessing that nobody can kill him. If you chop off his one head, another head would appear. He was a scholar. He was a great devotee of Shiva. He was a leader. He was a master who had won king over kings after kings. And he was the greatest warrior who could not be defeated. He kidnaps Sita, the wife of Ram, and brings it to Lanka. Ram, of course, not happy about it, gathers an army. In the army was Lakshman, his brother, and thousands and thousands of monkeys. The war happens. On the side of Ravana were his brother, younger brother, Kumbhakaran. Kumbhakaran represents royalty and power. And he fought for Ravana. And was his son Meghnad, who represents the mastery in archery. The war happened and Ram won. And the day Ravana was killed, we celebrate this at Dashera. After 12 months, Sita meets Ram. It was a beautiful moment when the husband meets the wife. And that moment in our Hindu culture symbolizes the value we give to our relationships. We fight for our relationships in dismay and in distress, but we don't give up. From that day on, the journey started back to Ayodhya of Ram, Sita, and Lakshman. They traveled for 20 days, and the day that they arrived, it was dark. There was a no moon day, and the villagers and the people of kingdom, they lighted diyas to pave the way of Ram, Sita, and Lakshman to come to Ayodhya. The line of these diyas is what we call Deepavali or Diwali, which is our greatest festival. What is this diya? Why do we do that? This diya represents hope. When any diya is lighted, it gives light. But when a diya gives light, it puts all the darkness underneath it. But notice one very important thing. When a diya is lighted, you will see it sacrifices a bit of itself, which is represented in this black color that comes up. And that is a test of patience. Sometimes we all have to give for victory of good over evil, right? The good doesn't just all of a sudden win over evil. Sometimes we have to wait for evil to win. Ramayana, also called as the journey of Ram, is not a story that happened between 7th century BCE and 3rd century CE. It is a story that we live every day in our lives. Ravan, he represents anger, greed, and pride. Meghnad, he represents chasing our desires one after another. Kumbhakaran. He represents the dormant ego that we have in us. So Kumbhakaran used to sleep for 6 months and was awake for 6 months, and then he ate and ate and ate. So it represents that ego that once it is awakened, it just wants more and more greed. So what Ramayana is teaching us is that knowledge, when gathered without a specific purpose, it leads to erudition. It creates pride. Pride creates anger. Anger creates Ravana. From anger awakens our dormant ego, the Kumbhakaran. And from there, we begin the journey of chasing one materialistic desire after other, and we become a bit of Meghnad. But on the other hand, Ram, how did he win with the monkeys? Ram means ocean of pleasure. And Lakshman, his brother, symbolizes the surrender and the dedication to just serve Ram. And the monkeys represent the love that they had for Ram to give their lives. They knew they were going to die, but to give their lives for a specific cause. So today I want you to carry two things home. First, the real happiness comes in service, and you can test that. But that service for all of us can come in the form of Lakshman, where we are going to fight with Ram, or can come as Bharat. Bharat was the younger brother of Ram. He did not rule the kingdom. He stayed directly. He stayed away from Ram. He still served Ram when everybody chastised him that he had sent his older brother to the forest. But even in those scenarios, we have to serve. We have to serve as a mother, we have to serve as a daughter, we have to serve to our country, we have to serve our job, and we have to serve the one who gives us all. So every Diwali, when we light a diya, we vow to kill the Ravan in us and welcome the Ram in our hearts. Jai Shri Ram.
Thank you so much, Ms. Gupta. Next, presenting will be Fatima Arustu, President of BAINA, which is a nursing association. She'll give her perspective on light over darkness and what she sees in hospitals. Please welcome Ms. Arustu.